Hi and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is Traffic Studies from Section 3. This is my group members, Adam Firdaus, and me, Muhammad Iqbal, and lastly, Aizad bin Adzahar. So our topic is about a moving observer method. What is a moving observer method? Moving observer method is one of the method for us to calculate the flow, speed, and density to fully describe traffic stream modeling. The approach that is most frequently used to determine the relationship between the basic stream characteristics and contrast to the other methods. The observer in this method move along with the traffic. So, moving observer procedure, it has six. First is test vehicles. Second, the test vehicle need to drive in the same speeds in the test road. Third, the test vehicles need to move from first point to second point and repeatedly get the data. Fourth, record time taken from first point to second point. 5. Counting vehicles we overtake, vehicle overtook us, and vehicles came from opposite. And lastly, repeat the same procedure when moving from second point to first point. So our task distribution for this group is Aizad bin Adzahar will be timekeeper, counting the vehicles that overtook the test vehicles, counting the vehicles that overtook by the test vehicles. Next is Adam Firdaus. He will be a videographer and counting the vehicles from opposite direction. And for me, Muhammad Iqbal, I was the driver for the test vehicle. For the location selection for the dual carriageway, we choose the Skudai Pontian Highway. It's from the McDonald's Skudai to U-turn corner. And the length of the road is about 1.2 kilometer, and it is at peak hour at 6 p.m. And for the location selection for single carriageway is at UTM Road, Tasik Ilmu until College Perdana. The length of the road is about 1.2 kilometer, and it is also at peak hour at 6:30 p.m. This is a data collection for dual carriageway at the McDonald's UTM Skudar. So you can see at the McDonald's to U-turn, the time taken is about 92 seconds, and the vehicles in the opposite direction are 85, vehicle overtaking 7, vehicle overtaken 4. And then from point U-turn to point McDonald's, the time taken is 75 seconds, and vehicles in the opposite direction are about 155, and vehicle overtaken is 4, vehicle overtaking is 4, vehicle overtaken is 3. This is our data calculation. On the left is from McDonald's to U-turn, from point A to point B. So from the calculation, we get the flow Q is 1,768 vehicle per hour, and average time is 1 minute and 1.63 minutes. Average speed is about 44 km per hour. The density K is 40 vehicle per kilometer, and the journey speed is 46.15 km per hour. And from U-turn to McDonald's, the flow is 3,320 vehicle per hour. The average time is 1.26 minute, and average speed U is 56.78 km per hour. Density, we got 59 vehicle per kilometer, and the journey speed is 57.14 km per hour. And for the data collection for the single carriageway, the road of Tasik Ilmu to College Perdana. First, direction from point A to point B, which is Tasik Ilmu to College Perdana. The traverse time is 175 seconds. Vehicle in the opposite direction is 20. Vehicle overtaking 0. Vehicle overtaken only 1. And for the duration from College Perdana to Tasik Ilmu is 160 seconds. Vehicles in the opposite direction 7. Vehicle overtaking 0. Vehicle overtaken 0. And this is a data calculation. So on the left side is from Tasik Ilmu to College Perdana. The Q we get is 193 vehicle per hour. Average time is 3.54 minutes. Average speed is 20.34 km per hour. The density we get is 10 vehicle per kilometer, and the journey speed is 25.53 km per hour. On the right side is from College Perdana to Tasik Ilmu. The Q we got is 65 vehicle per hour. Average time is 3.59 minutes. Average speed 20.01 km per hour. The density is 3 vehicle per kilometer. Journey speed is 27.27 km per hour. As can you see this video, this is a dual carriageway McDonald to U-turn corner. Some several car is overtaking us. And right now, as a driver, I'm overtaken them. And now, from the U-turn corner to McDonald's, as you can see in this video, this is a peak hour at 6 p.m. And for now, it's a single carriageway, Tasik Ilmu to College Perdana. Some cars are at the opposite of the road. One more car, two, opposite of the road. We are halfway to College Perdana. And just now, the motorcycle just overtaken us. And from point B to point A, from College Perdana to Tasik Ilmu, you can see several vehicles at the opposite of the road. And halfway to Tasik Ilmu. And by then, we are done from point B to point A. And for the discussion for this test drive, for single carriageway, when travelling from Tasik Ilmu to College Perdana, X to Y, the traffic flow is higher at 193 vehicles per hour. Compared to traffic flow from College Perdana to Tasik Ilmu, which is the opposite Y to X, at 65 vehicles per hour. The average time for the journey from X to Y is 3.54 minutes. It's shorter than Y to X, which is 3.59 minutes. And the average speed from X to Y is higher at 20.34 km per hour than Y to X, which is 20.01 km per hour. The density of vehicles is 10 vehicles per kilometer, higher from X to Y than from Y to X, which is only 3 vehicles per kilometer, but the journey speed from X to Y exceeds 2 kilometers per hour, then from Y to X. For double carriageway, when traveling from McDonald's to the U-turn corner, A to B, the traffic flow is slower at 1768 vehicles per hour compared to traffic flow from the U-turn corner to McDonald's, which is B to A, at 3320 vehicle per hour. The average time for the journey from A to B is 1.63 minutes. It's higher than B to A, which is 1.26 minutes, and the average speed from A to B is lower at 44.03 km per hour than B to A, which is 56.78 km per hour. The density of vehicle is 40 vehicle per kilometer, lower than from B to A, which is 59 vehicle per kilometer, but the journey speed is differs around 9 kilometer per hour. So for the conclusion for the test drive is the traffic flows more freely on single carriageway than on double carriageway, but single carriageway have slower average speeds and longer average travel times. Regardless of the direction of the travel, the speed of the trip is constant. However, compared to double carriageway, single carriageway offer more effective traffic flow and congestion reduction. I think that's all from us. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.